Step into the hidden world behind Hollywood's glitter, a time when iconic actors sacrificed their truth to shine on screen. These 30 stars lived in secrecy, battling societal expectations and risking everything to protect their careers. Their silent struggles and brave moments changed the face of entertainment forever. Get ready to be captivated by their untold stories of courage and authenticity. An Emmy-winning actor celebrated for his roles in Evening Shade and The Green Mile, Michael Jeter brought warmth, humor, and vulnerability to every character he portrayed. In the later years of his life, Michael became increasingly open about his identity and his battle with HIV, sharing his struggles with honesty and bravery. His willingness to discuss his personal challenges added a profound layer of depth to his performances and helped raise awareness about the impact of the epidemic. Michael's legacy is one of compassion, resilience, and the enduring power of truth, even in the face of life's most daunting obstacles. Maurice Evans was a formidable presence both on stage and on screen, renowned for his Shakespearean roles and his unforgettable performance in Planet of the Apes. Despite his public acclaim, Maurice was a man who chose to keep his personal life strictly private. Known among his peers as a gay man, he understood all too well the consequences of living openly in a time when such honesty could end a career. His decision to remain discreet allowed him to build a legacy based solely on his extraordinary talent, a legacy that continues to influence actors and theater professionals today. Anthony Perkins, forever etched in cinematic history for his chilling portrayal of Norman Bates in Psycho, led a life defined by contradictions. Although he married photographer Barry Berenson and fathered children, his private world was riddled with secret relationships with men, including a profound connection with fellow actor Tab Hunter. For much of his life, Anthony balanced these dualities with great difficulty, a struggle that only became apparent after his death in 1992. His legacy remains a powerful testament to the complex interplay between public persona and personal truth in a repressive era. Known for his Oscar-nominated role in The Crying Game, Davidson left an indelible mark on the cinematic landscape. Even as his performances captivated audiences, he guarded his private life with utmost secrecy. Friends and close colleagues knew of his true identity, yet Jay allowed his art to speak for him. His enigmatic presence, filled with quiet resilience and raw talent, has made him a symbol of the bittersweet price many paid for living in the shadows. His legacy challenges us to remember the cost of conformity in a time when authenticity was a luxury few could afford. John Barron, best known for his iconic portrayal of Captain Jack Harkness in Doctor Who and Torchwood, navigated the treacherous waters of Hollywood's early years with a heavy secret weighing on his shoulders. For a long time, he felt forced to hide his true self to protect his burgeoning career. However, as the industry slowly began to embrace diversity and change, John emerged from the shadows in the early 2000s. Now openly proud and living with his husband, Scott Gill, he has become a passionate advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, using his platform to mentor younger actors and fight for a more inclusive Hollywood. Beloved by millions for his irreverent humor on shows like Will and Grace and The Cool Kids, Leslie Jordan transformed his once hidden identity into a beacon of hope and pride. His career, punctuated by memorable one-liners and heartfelt moments, became even more significant when he began to speak openly about who he truly was. Leslie's journey from silence to self-acceptance not only redefined his personal life, but also provided comfort and inspiration to countless fans who had long felt marginalized by society. His story is a testament to the power of living authentically, no matter the cost. With unforgettable performances in the Heat of the Night and A Soldier's Story, Howard E. Rollins Jr. carried the burden of a secret that often left him isolated. The internal struggle of hiding his true identity, combined with the harsh realities of an unforgiving industry, led to personal demons that ultimately overshadowed his professional achievements. Howard's life was a constant battle between the roles he portrayed on screen and the private pain he endured off-camera. His passing in 1996 serves as a somber reminder of the profound effects that societal pressures and internal conflicts can have on even the most talented individuals. Dak Rambo's face became synonymous with television drama through his roles on Dallas and Another World. Yet beneath the familiar exterior was a man who had long hidden his true identity. It wasn't until 1991, when an HIV diagnosis forced him to confront the truth head-on, that Dak found the courage to speak out. Though his public admission came late, it marked a pivotal moment in his life, opening up crucial conversations about AIDS and the need for compassion. His willingness to share his struggles paved the way for a more empathetic understanding of the epidemic and highlighted the immense bravery required to live truthfully in a hostile environment. An Oscar-nominated powerhouse, Paul Winfield shined in films like Sounder and The Terminator. Despite his commanding presence on screen, Paul lived much of his personal life in silence. His relationship with Charles Gillen Jr., which spanned over 30 years, was kept strictly out of the public eye, a necessary measure in an era when being openly gay could lead to ruin. It wasn't until after his death in 2004 that the depth of his private life was fully revealed, serving as a poignant reminder of the double standards and pressures that Black actors faced. His enduring legacy is one of talent and resilience in the face of overwhelming societal barriers. Victor Buono became a household name for his chilling portrayals of villains in films such as Whatever Happened to Baby Jane. Despite his on-screen persona that exuded confidence and menace, off-camera, Victor led a life of guarded discretion. His same-sex relationships were carefully hidden away, creating a striking contrast between the flamboyance of his characters and the quiet secrecy of his personal life. Victor's ability to maintain this duality is a fascinating study in the sacrifices required to succeed in Hollywood during a time when the truth was often too dangerous to reveal. Sherman Hemsley's portrayal of George Jefferson on The Jeffersons made him a beloved figure in television comedy. Yet, behind the laughter was a man burdened by the need to keep his personal life under wraps. Sherman's long-term relationship with a male partner remained a closely guarded secret until after his death in 2012. His story highlights the immense pressure faced by Black actors who had to navigate both racial and sexual identity constraints in a deeply conservative era. His posthumous revelations serve as an important reminder of the hidden lives many led in order to survive in an unaccepting society. Once the heartthrob of television in shows like Dr. Kildare and the Thornbirds, Richard Chamberlain's public image was built on a carefully constructed facade. Beneath this charm, however, lay a man who harbored secret relationships with men, fearing that the truth would dismantle his career. For years, Richard lived a double life until his 2003 memoir, Shattered Love, finally provided a glimpse into the complexities of his personal struggles. His candid reflections offer an intimate look at the challenges faced by a star caught between the demands of public adoration and the need for personal authenticity. Robert Reed's portrayal of the quintessential American dad on The Brady Bunch solidified his image as the epitome of family values. In stark contrast, his personal life was marked by discreet relationships with men, a reality he maintained behind closed doors. It wasn't until after his death in 1992, when complications from AIDS were revealed as the cause, that the full extent of his hidden identity came to light. Robert's story is a poignant example of the sacrifices made by those who felt compelled to conform to societal expectations at the expense of their true selves. Tab Hunter was Hollywood's ultimate 1950s heartthrob, the epitome of the charming leading man. Meticulously crafted by the studio system to embody an idealized image, his off-screen reality was starkly different. Tab maintained a long-term relationship with Anthony Perkins, a truth he was forced to hide for decades. It wasn't until the publication of his revelatory memoir, Tab Hunter Confidential, that the public learned of his private battles and the cost of maintaining a false image. His story not only underscores the personal toll of such secrecy, but also highlights the resilience required to eventually reclaim one's true identity. Jim Nabors, remembered fondly as the lovable character from The Andy Griffith Show, led a life much more complex than his on-screen persona suggested. For years, he quietly concealed his sexuality, navigating the treacherous terrain of fame with the fear of scandal looming large. Rumors, including whispers of a sham marriage with Rock Hudson, circulated for years until 2013, when Jim finally embraced his truth publicly. His marriage to longtime partner Stan Cadwallader was a triumphant moment, a personal victory that resonated deeply with those who had long suffered in silence. Once the darling of Disney in classics like Old Yeller and The Shaggy Dog, Tommy Kirk's promising career was abruptly derailed when his homosexuality was discovered. Faced with an industry unwilling to accept him for who he was quietly released from his contract and forced to leave Hollywood. In later years, Tommy spoke candidly about the harsh realities of being a gay actor in a conservative era, his story echoing the painful sacrifices made by so many. His experiences remain a somber reminder of the personal cost of fame under the oppressive glare of societal norms. A towering figure in both theater and film, Sir Michael Redgrave's career spanned decades and generations. Publicly known as a stalwart family man, married to actress Rachel Kempson and the patriarch of an acting dynasty, he harbored a secret life that involved relationships with both men and women. Sir Michael's dual existence was a product of an era that demanded conformity, and it wasn't until after his passing in 1985 that the full complexity of his personal relationships came to light. His legacy, rich with both artistic achievement and personal sacrifice, continues to spark conversation about the hidden lives of even the most celebrated stars. With his sharp wit and impeccable timing on The Dick Van Dyke Show, Richard Deacon became a beloved figure in television comedy. However, behind the laughter and the perfectly crafted persona lay a man who had spent his career concealing his true self. Although those close to him were aware of his homosexuality, Richard maintained a strict boundary between his private and public lives. He never allowed his personal struggles to overshadow his professional accomplishments, a quiet testament to the resilience required in an unforgiving era. His passing in 1984 marked the end of a life lived in careful restraint, a life that continues to remind us of the many silenced voices of Hollywood's past.